Good day, beautiful soul family, and welcome back to Miracles Beneath the Surface. And I saw something on a little article, and it really sometimes I would look at something and it'll be like the final piece that connects everything together in terms of a message. And God showed me about this some time ago, especially. Um, there was a conference, there was a little meeting, and it was recorded. And it was talking about how they were going to create, they were brainstorming on how to create a certain substance that can be taken to disconnect people from believing in God. And these group of people, they were thinking that the very belief in God was the very thing that was causing problems. So, here it comes to this day. I'm showing this picture because it's saying that wouldn't it be great if we could just disconnect or shut down any of the cells in our brain that causes stress? And again, this is about controlling a person's mind, which is why we need the helmet of salvation. See, with the helmet of salvation, and remembering what Jesus did for us, Jesus said, "Give me your burdens and take up my yoke, for it is light." Not continue to hold on to these burdens and these woes that come from the world, which only gives you freely tribulation. Okay? And so what's so interesting is that God was showing me in Revelations chapter hmm, chapter 11, and it talks about the two witnesses. Now, interesting enough, God is bringing me to the point of talking about this latter part. Now, the two witnesses are able to do so much, right? And so they wanted to come against the witnesses. Here in verse Okay, let's go to verse 7. And it says, "And when they shall have finished their testimony," that's the witnesses, right? "The beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them and kill them, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, and where also our Lord was crucified." Now, what's so interesting is that understanding that this is a spiritual battle. Now, the great city, which was spiritually, all right, spiritually is called Sodom and Gomorrah. And it goes to show, how does God see these things? They may have changed their names, but God sees to the roots of it. Okay, let's continue. Verse 9, "And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to put into graves." Immediately, as I mentioned before in that other message that God had me do, and what I learned from it also is that it's about their mindset. What's going on in their mindset as a collection? Okay, it's about the process of how their minds all came to that mindset of where what? Where they did not suffer. They didn't care about seeing the dead bodies in the streets. They didn't even suffer themselves to put them into graves. You know? Okay, verse 10 it says, "And they that dwelt upon the earth shall rejoice over them." So they were rejoicing. They didn't put them in graves, they didn't give them any respect. They rejoiced over them and made merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. Now it's so interesting. Why are they feeling tormented? They're feeling tormented because these witnesses that were sharing their testimony and that were speaking about God the Almighty and informing these people of what they were doing is not right in the eyes of God, they all felt tormented because of what they embraced. And as we see in this picture, they are coming to a point of finding different ways to shutting down different aspects of their body, different aspects of their DNA, different aspects of their cells, so that they will not feel stress. But God created our body in such a phenomenal way. But it's still not good enough. And so you may look at this, and I hope you do read it. It's found in Revelation chapter 11. How is it that they came to a point of feeling tormented? Why were they tormented? They were tormented because they came to a point of no accountability. They came to a point of where they did not want to feel stress, so they shut it down. They shut down certain aspects of their consciousness. And they did not cling to that of riches of their hearts. They did not cling to the truth, but they shunned it. And so, beautiful soul family, I hope this message helps you to just dive deep. Go into the Bible. Look into the accounts that God has for us. God said, my people perish for the lack of knowledge, not for the fiery darts that come against us, but for the lack of knowledge. And we have the power to go into the Bible and invest in what God the Almighty has given us so that we can cry out for the Lord, not the world, but cry out for the Lord and be saved. Have a beautiful and wonderful day. God bless.